Hey everyone, the podcast created to guide international medical graduates through the maze of U.S. residency. Whether you're studying for your USMLEs, exploring research, or just trying to figure out what step comes next, I'm right here with you. Today's episode is a big one because we're talking about something that can completely change your residency application, especially if you're an IMG trying to stand out in a competitive match cycle: research. We're going deep into what research actually is, the main types of research in medicine, remote research options, especially narrative reviews, systematic reviews, meta-analyses, and case reports, why research is particularly important for IMGs, how research strengthens your chances of matching, and the role of structured programs like the American Academy of Research and Academics in helping IMGs build real research skills. And of course, we'll end with a frequently asked questions section. All right, let's dive in. So, before we get into logistics, let's zoom out and define what research really means in a medical context. At its heart, research is the process of transforming questions into answers. It's how we take observations, curiosities, gaps in knowledge, or medical problems and systematically uncover evidence that helps us understand them better. In medicine, this translates to improving patient care, discovering new treatments, synthesizing information, and building evidence-based guidelines. Now, research can be as simple as documenting a rare case you encountered, or as complex as designing a multi-center randomized controlled trial. But across all forms, the spirit is the same: a structured way to learn from data. For IMGs, especially those trained outside the U.S., understanding how research works and actively participating in it shows American residency programs that you're aligned with their academic standards, and trust me, that matters more than many people realize. In medical academia, you'll commonly see a spectrum of research designs. Let's break down the major ones in a way that's actually useful for you. 1. Narrative reviews. Narrative reviews are the storytelling of scientific literature. They summarize existing knowledge, explore a clinical question from multiple viewpoints, identify gaps, and provide an expert perspective on a topic. They don't require rigorous methodology or complex statistics, which makes them one of the best entry points for beginners. As an IMG, writing a narrative review helps you learn how to search scientific databases, understand how to evaluate studies, and get comfortable with scientific writing. Plus, they're often easier to publish than original research. 2. Systematic reviews. This is where things get more structured and more prestigious. A systematic review uses a predefined protocol, searches all available literature using strict criteria, screens studies methodically, and synthesizes evidence in a reproducible way. Each step is standardized, which is why systematic reviews are considered high-quality evidence. They examine research questions like, is drug A more effective than drug B? What are the outcomes of treatment C in population D? These are the types of papers that influence guidelines and clinical decisions. For IMGs, being part of a systematic review shows strong methodological understanding, ability to follow scientific protocols, commitment to evidence-based medicine, and collaboration within a research team. 3. Meta-analyses. A meta-analysis often accompanies a systematic review. Here, researchers combine numerical data from multiple studies to produce one pooled estimate. This gives much stronger and statistically meaningful conclusions than any single study alone. Learning meta-analysis involves working with software, understanding odds ratios and confidence intervals, data extraction, and statistical interpretation. Residency programs love seeing meta-analyses on an application because it shows depth. It shows that you weren't just reading papers, you were analyzing data. 4. Case reports and case series. These are clinical narratives of unusual, rare, or interesting patient cases. Case reports are short, clinically relevant, easier to write, and often the first publication IMGs achieve. Case series expand this by reviewing multiple similar cases. These are especially useful if you're currently doing rotations or observantships, because any case you encounter can potentially become a publishable manuscript. Here's the part many IMGs don't realize. You can do all of these types of research remotely from anywhere in the world. This is a game changer. Remote research allows IMGs to publish before ever coming to the U.S., build an academic portfolio while waiting for exam results, collaborate with U.S.-based mentors, strengthen their CV during gap years. Remote research is especially achievable in narrative reviews, systematic reviews, meta-analyses, and case reports. All you need is access to medical databases, PubMed is free, a mentor or team, proper methodology training, and the willingness to learn scientific writing. This is why structured organizations, mentorship networks, and academic communities are so valuable. More on that in a moment. Section 4. Why research matters so much for IMGs. Let's talk strategy. Research is not just a bonus for IMGs, it is one of the few tools that can genuinely differentiate your application. 1. It strengthens your ERS application. Program directors notice research. It shows intellectual curiosity, academic discipline, and a commitment to understanding evidence-based medicine. 2. It compensates for gaps. If you have an older graduation year, attempts, limited U.S. clinical experience, research can boost your application significantly. 3. It broadens your network. Your co-authors, research mentors, and project leads become your letter writers, supporters, and sometimes even your biggest advocates. 4. It shows you can adapt to U.S. academic culture. Residency programs want residents who can interpret literature, participate in journal clubs, understand methodology, and contribute to QI projects. Research proves you can do that. 5. It helps for competitive specialties. If you're aiming for internal medicine with academic aspirations, neurology, pediatrics, psychiatry, pathology, radiology, anesthesia, research is hugely beneficial, if not essential. Now, let's talk about how IMGs can actually get the training they need. Many IMGs struggle because they don't know where to start, don't know how to structure a systematic review, don't know how to find mentors, lack confidence in academic writing. This is where structured organizations like the American Academy of Research and Academics step in. They offer research-focused programs tailored specifically for students, IMGs, and healthcare professionals. Their courses typically include research methodology training, how to conduct systematic reviews step by step, meta-analysis software training, scientific writing and publication guidance, mentorship and academic networking, and certification after completion. Programs like these can turn beginners into capable contributors, help produce publication-ready manuscripts, provide support and feedback, and build long-term academic confidence. It's like having a roadmap and someone walking the journey with you. For IMGs, especially those without research exposure in med school, these courses close the gap between where you are and where programs expect you to be. Q1. Do I absolutely need research to match? Not always, but for many IMGs, research significantly strengthens the application and is becoming more common among matched candidates. Q2. How many publications are enough? Even 1 to 3 strong publications can make a meaningful impact. Q3, can remote research count? Yes, remote publications are valid, recognized, and fully acceptable in ERS. Q4, what's the easiest type of research to start with? Narrative reviews and case reports. Systematic reviews and meta-analyses require training but look extremely strong. Q6, can research help me get U.S. letters of recommendation? Absolutely. Working closely with mentors often leads to strong letters. All right, friends, that was today's deep dive into the world of research for IMGs. Whether you're just starting your journey or you're already polishing manuscripts, remember this. Research is more than a line on your CV. It's a mindset. It's a skill set. And for many IMGs, it's the bridge that connects you to your future in U.S. medicine. If today's episode helped you, share it with a friend, follow the podcast, and stay tuned for our next episode where we break down another essential part of your residency journey. You're doing great. Stay consistent, stay curious, and take one step at a time.